Please ignore the dogs barking in the background. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lindsay if you're new here. I'd love for you to subscribe, but today I'm going to be doing kind of like a video. I have a whole Word document about this, so this is kind of serious. Not really, but like serious enough that I feel like it should be talked about, and I want to educate people on this topic because I feel like a lot of my audience maybe enjoy seeing my thrifting videos, like those get the most views I guess, or like on TikTok and stuff. And I feel like thrifting is just such like a big trend right now, so I kind of just wanted to go over the ethics of thrifting and like why you should thrift, what's not good about thrifting, why you should thrift, what's sustainable about thrifting, what's not sustainable about thrifting. I kind of have like a whole Word document here, so we're gonna go over that. I kind of just took things from different articles. I'll link the articles down below. It's not like totally scientific stuff. I just wanted to get points across basically, and like these articles really helped me vocalize what I was trying to say. Anyways, so my overall notes, I was just wanting to say that thrifting is not a bad thing. Thrifting is one of the best things you could do for the environment instead of buying fast fashion, and we'll get into how to make it more sustainable than fast fashion, but thrifting is not a bad thing. It combats fast fashion, and that's the most important outcome of thrifting, is to combat fast fashion and buying into these capitalist companies who only care about making money. And when you buy from the thrift store, you're buying secondhand, meaning you're not buying a new garment that was made and produced from new materials. You're buying a reused garment, so you're not contributing to your carbon footprint by buying a new item that could possibly go into the landfill. You're buying something that was already purchased and giving it a second life instead of it going to the landfill. You're not buying into the capitalism of fast fashion when you thrift. You are buying from most likely a charity shop. I mean, there's corporations like Value Village, Goodwill that are larger thrift stores, but they do still donate to charities and that kind of thing. Like, they are a for-profit company, but they do donate proceeds. So it's not like a Forever 21 or a Zara where they're just wanting money or of how much clothes they can sell. And yeah, it's different. So like a lot of my charity shops in my town, like thrift stores, go straight to like local causes, so that's really great. Is another thing that you can feel good about when thrifting. So here's some statistics for you. So ThredUp, I'm sure you guys have heard of ThredUp. I've never used ThredUp, but according to ThredUp's reports, if each article of clothing was given a second home, waste and emissions would be reduced by 73%. And I'll link the article I got this information from. But that's very significant, saying that if everyone bought thrifted clothing or was given a second life, 73% of waste and emissions would be reduced, which is really amazing. So that's something that should make you want to go thrifting if you can. I think that's really important to know, that you're not buying a new article of clothing and you're not contributing to more waste in the fashion industry. And then back in 2013, 12.8 million tons of textile waste was sent to American landfills, because with these retailers such as like Goodwill, their goal is to liquidate. They want to move things through their stores as fast as possible. So they give it, so it says here that Goodwill gives items 4 weeks to sell, and if they don't sell within 4 weeks, they hit the outlet level. So I guess like those bins where it's like 99 cents by the pound, that kind of thing, they may be auctioned off. And if they can't sell, they go to textile recycling companies like Smart, which are able to find another use for 95% of what they receive, sending 5% of unsellable and unsalvageable clothing to landfills. So that's kind of like a breakdown. It goes to the stores, to the outlets, to these waste management companies, to the like recycling. So that's good that I didn't know Goodwill sent. I mean, this could be wrong, or it could have changed by now, or this may not be totally transparent of what they do with their clothing, but it seems as though they send it to textile recycling companies to use the textiles that from the clothes. 95%, they're able to use 95% of those textiles, and 5% go to the landfills. So technically still things do go to the landfills, but obviously not as much as a fast fashion brand who can't sell last season's clothing, just throw them all to the landfills and don't bother recycling. And I know there's brands like H&M and that kind of thing where they have like H&M Conscious line, or you can bring in your jeans and get it recycled there, or they'll do something with your old jeans and get like a credit or whatever. That is very much so greenwashing. They want to seem like they're sustainable. If they truly want to be sustainable, they would make their whole company business model sustainable, but having one sustainable line does not make them a good company. And I'm sure over time, hopefully, things will become more sustainable. But if you can shop now at thrift stores as opposed to H&M, where your clothes are made cheaply and unethically, and you don't know who's making them, and you don't know what they're getting paid as their wage, is not good. So you obviously want to buy as sustainable as you can, which is thrifting, and it's way more affordable. You get way better quality for way better prices at thrift stores, but you just have to look more, obviously. And also, I want to point out, don't go to the Salvation Army. They continuously, they've had, I'm not the right thing. Don't go to the Salvation Army. They have been under fire for not supporting LGBTQIA plus community, and have been very discriminatory towards that or that community. So I'm saying, if you go to a thrift store, don't go to Salvation Army, don't give them your money. More about the fashion industry in general. So the fashion industry is one of the largest polluting industries in the world, obviously, because brands like Zara, H&M come out with collections like almost every single week. So think about how much clothing they have produced, how much doesn't sell, where that stuff that doesn't sell go, and the quality that it probably is to get it produced as fast as possible, and how unethical that may be. So that is the thing. These are fast fashion companies who, when you buy from them, you're buying into the capitalist society. Basically, you're buying into capitalism, into this capitalist society. So the best option is to not shop at these stores. Like, completely try and cut yourself as much as you can from these fast fashion stores. When you basically like boycott these stores and don't buy from there, you are not giving them your money, you're not participating in this capitalist society. Obviously, I'm not saying like sometimes I go to the mall, maybe I'll buy one thing or whatever, but my main source of clothing comes from the thrift store. So I'm just trying to say, like, don't feel bad if you shop there, but maybe this will open your eyes to how awesome thrifting is, and how what an easy thing you can do to spend your money somewhere else, you know. And another big thing about thrifting, and why I kind of want to say like the ethics of thrifting, is you can still participate in overconsumption of clothing from thrifting because it is so affordable. It's good quality stuff, and there's just so much of it, and you can find so many good things at different stores for such a good deal. But by you buying so much and not wearing half the stuff you buy from the thrift store, it still goes to the landfill. It's still contributing to the issue of clothing going to waste, textile waste, that kind of thing. So it's really about not over consuming. It's about just not buying things that you're not going to wear at least 30 times. So here are some things to ask yourself when you're shopping. Do I have something similar already in my wardrobe? Does this item go with items I already have in my wardrobe? Am I likely to wear this at least 30 times? And you should say yes to that, because a lot of these items, yes, it's fun to have like cool unique pieces you may wear a few times, but if you're not going to wear a basic item at least 30 times and throw it out, and you know you're going to throw it out after a few wears, it's not worth taking that item or buying that item when someone else may have been able to wear it 30 times more than you were, and may love it and give it more of a life than you were able to if you weren't going to wear it and just send it to the landfill. Do I actually want this item, or am I getting swept up into retail therapy or buying trendy items? That's another big thing I find myself doing, is buying a lot of trendy items and not wearing it. So it's really like thinking, is this my style? Do I have pieces this will go with? Is a big thing for me I have to work on. And then, is this item versatile? So switching from fast fashion to thrift shopping and still buying as much is not effective. So you do want to ask yourself these questions. You do want to limit the amount you are consuming and the amount you are buying. I know I've done a lot of thrift hauls, and I'm still working on this, not over consuming with thrift stores, because it's so exciting when you find cool things at the thrift store. I'm basically redoing my wardrobe, so I've just bought a lot of different kind of styles and stuff, and I'm definitely going to get use out of them, and I know that, and I've been working on it. I'm not perfect. I still shop sometimes at the mall, fast fashion brands, if you need certain styles or whatever and you can't find it at a thrift store. Sometimes you do give into that, but it's being aware and being conscious of where you're buying your clothes from. I just want to leave it off with the most sustainable clothing items are the ones you already own. So if your closet is full of Zara, full of H&M, full of whatever, wear those pieces to death and get the best use out of them you can. Don't just throw them away because they're fast fashion brands and you want to switch to thrifting. You should get the use out of them because you already bought them, you spent money on them, and if you don't get the use out of them, they're just going to go to a landfill sooner than they need to. So wear them to death. Work with them in your wardrobe. That's the best you could do right now, and not to throw out items. Just think the worst thing you could do is not donate clothes but contribute to textile waste. We don't want to contribute to textile waste. Try and keep your closet, like, it's good to go through clothes and donate them and stuff every few months, but just see how much you have and how much you're consuming. Like, by donating clothes, you're giving other people at thrift stores the options to buy those and whatever, but just be conscious of what you yourself are buying and getting rid of and getting use out of. You want to get use of your items, and it's okay to get rid of it after you get use out of it, obviously. And if you have the option to thrift, like accessibility to thrift stores, the time to go to thrift stores to look up for items that you want, or even buy from sustainable fashion brands, which are obviously more expensive, then do so, because a lot of people can't afford sustainable clothing from ethical brands, or it's too time consuming to go to thrift stores, or it's not accessible to them. So fast fashion is their only option for some people, and that's totally okay. But if you have the option to go to the thrift store or shop sustainably, please do. Don't buy into these capitalist companies, and don't overconsume at the thrift store if you do decide to change to the thrift store. But yeah, it's just the main thing. Just educate yourself on what you can do. Thrifting is such an amazing thing you can do for the environment in the fashion industry, and find such unique pieces. It's the most exciting thing when you find something so cool. I'll link the resources that I kind of talk through down below, but that's kind of where I just want to leave it at, like a nice light conversation about thrifting, kind of just sitting down talking about fast fashion and that kind of thing, because it's such a big thing in my education, because I'm in fashion school. So it's a big topic in everything we do, and I've definitely been very aware of fast fashion since I started there, and I think everyone should be aware of it and try not to buy into fast fashion if they have the option not to. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you watched to this point in the video, and I hope you give it a thumbs up and talk to me in the comments if you have any other questions or topics you want me to talk about. I'm happy to answer, and nothing's a stupid question. If you have a question about what's ethical, what's not ethical, anything about thrifting, where to go thrifting, what sections to look in. I may post like quick little videos on my TikTok about like what sections in the thrift store to look in, that kind of thing. So go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Most of my clothes are thrifted if you're wondering where a lot of my clothes are from, or just ask me. You can just ask me like what brand it is thrifted, or if it's thrifted or not, but most of my clothes that I own are thrifted, and I'm really proud of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.